We rolling? Testing, good. 1, 2, 3.
All right, welcome to the 18th and a half, episode of Big Ten Frenemies.
Hit podcast.
If you can't tell, we have a special guest.
Oh.
Steve, do you want to introduce your friend, even though she is a Spartan?
Yes.
Okay.
This would be Ashley. At Spartan Ashley. She's a family friend that wanted to come on and talk about the rivalry a little bit. So
I got the impression.
Our first guest.
I'm happy to have our first guest, so welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm actually convinced that you're not here necessarily just to talk about Spartans and how great that must be for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
But to make fun of Steve as well.
Well, of course.
The big thing. Okay,
that was the number one reason why I came.
I am now even happier that you're on the show. Great.
Awesome.
It's like a double thing.
And not that that's an easy thing to do, mind you.
It's a struggle to find ways to make fun of Steve.
Super hard.
Yes, thank you.
So there's a lot to go over. I want to kick off a few things before we start the recap because I know you're going to go on forever, so we might as well just give you like a podium from me. You missed last week. I hope everything's better, but yeah, you talk a while.
What was it, 15? The show was 15 minutes?
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes compared to our 45, and we're all like, I wonder where that 30 minutes went. So Bosa, let's just kick it right off with that. Bosa is gone. He has left Ohio State to focus on his draft stock.
Bye-bye, Bosa.
There was a rumor that he might be back in November. If he was back in November, it would really only be for the rivalry game. So you have a rivalry game. Let's say you make it to the Big Ten and then a bowl game. So 3 games left he would really be here for. Let's be honest, if he played the Michigan game, he wouldn't play in the bowl games either. Do I approve of this? Absolutely not. I think it's horseshit for any player to come in and put all this blood, sweat, and tears in with their team, and then because they're worried that they're going to lose draft stock or not get drafted and rupture another injury, I'm sorry, I'm out. I can't get behind that. Sorry, Bosa, I love you. I love what you did. I love what your brother did with Ohio State, but I'm not behind this. I don't support it. And I don't think anybody should as a true fan.
I think we saw, like I said earlier, with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey.
Leonard Fournette, Denzel Ward. There was that ton
going on and on now. And listen, I get it. I understand the economics of it, but you can't play scared. You can't play. Get a freaking insurance policy. Any guy.
Oh, I guarantee Bosa's have an insurance policy.
Like this is. Yeah, what are you gonna? You're worried that your riches are gonna go away. Your brother is a multimillionaire. You know? You can get that taken care of. You can mitigate the risk, but at the end of the day, that's weak sauce.
Yes.
Weak sauce. I'm sorry.
100%.
I know I'm not the one with anything to lose, but I just don't think you play with fear or you approach it with fear. And you're playing football. You know you're already risking shit. So. Just go out there and play. Now, that said, do you want a teammate on your team that's thinking about his career in the NFL and playing on the field and going, I don't want to hurt my ankle, I don't want to hurt my draft stock. I'd rather filter them out, but it's irritating to see these guys who you go, wow, they've got talent, they've done some really good stuff in college, and then they're going to go out like this because, quite frankly, like we talked about, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think LJ Scott's doing this. I think LJ Scott is...
It's possible, and even Steve said he can see Rashawn Gary doing the same thing.
Potentially I can, and I can understand the player's perspective, but to me, take the NFL draft out of it. If you're injured and you're going to risk career-ending injury, I don't care if you're a freshman or a senior, I don't think you should play. I mean, if the injury's at that point, you shouldn't play on it.
Oh, absolutely. No one's saying to play with an injury. Absolutely
so I just want that pointed out, okay? But if the reason why you're not going to risk further is because you're just going to quit, basically.
Yeah. So, and I'll say this. If it comes out that his injury was too much and he wasn't going to be able to return, fine.
I
get it. No big deal.
Different story.
But if he is 100% healthy in November and we have 1, 2, 3 games left, I don't care what the number is, but there's 1 game left and you could have played, sorry.
I don't like that.
It could be for a national championship.
Exactly. We are on a run. We're undefeated right now. So we still have you and you left.
Of course. But the point is, and at Purdue.
Really? Are we gonna do this?
No, but it's seriously
Alright.
like it's like if you could return and think that you're gonna be playing for what you want to play for. Why did you play college football?
Yep.
I mean that's
He gets that squeaky voice. He's
So serious.
But this just quickly. This goes back to exactly the episode when we were talking about the XFL coming back, and they have the opportunity to create something for players in that instance. Those ones that just want to be the star. You go in, you start competing with the college football level, and this is a place where, people aren't going to get so invested as fans like they would with college. It's like you're going to have your one and dones, your ones that just show up from a JUCO or wherever it may be just to get drafted in the NFL. That's a perfect spot. Send them right in there. Now you have your market. Done. Figured out. You're welcome, NFL. But now, so that you can get into your real talking point, Ohio State, recap, we won, but it was ugly. We have a lot of things to fix on defense, but I'm not going to complain that much because we're 7-0.
yeah.
So, big win for Michigan. You guys destroyed Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But, we kind of called that because, like we said, Alex Warrenbrook is garbage.
Yep.
And their defense is not the same anymore.
Right.
So, we all kind of saw this coming. But tell us a little more.
I thought Michigan would win. I think I picked us by a touchdown. I was surprised at.
Did you ever foresee it going that lopsided?
I could. I mean, I could, but I've been accused of being a slappy on this very podcast. So,
Never.
Right out of town.
you just never.
That
know
doesn't
when
sound like
that.
something we
they
would
were
say.
at home. Michigan's improving.
Night game.
Night game.
Yep.
I do think Wisconsin's a decent team. I think they have a really good offensive line. They got a great running back. Their defensive line is decent.
You just beat Wisconsin. You're sitting there like,
yeah, they're okay. No,
like rip into them. Come on, let loose.
No, but I think it was
The one time they have a win, and we can't really talk
they
shit.
were decent, but I think that Michigan's getting better. We're going to find out. The next 2 weeks are still going to be big games for Michigan.
Oh yeah, you can see improvement every game, but your wide receiver core still.
Right now, let me tell you something. I don't care. You can give me strength of schedule, whatever. That Michigan defense is for real. If there's a better defense
Never
in the
denied
country,
it.
there aren't many of them.
You guys are number 6 right now.
Yeah, their passing defense is amazing. Number 1 in the country in pass defense. I know that for a fact.
Let's look that up.
Hornibrook or whatever his name was, he had 25 yards passing with 2.5 minutes left in the game, and then in an insignificant drive, they got 75 yards passing. Defense has had 3 pick sixes this year. Very opportunistic, hard hitting. As good of a defense as there is in college football. Offensively, the running game is coming along. Karan Higdon is a very, very good running back. Offensive line is getting better. Great coaching there. Great hire, Ed Werner, that they brought in. Receivers
You're
are
welcome.
developing.
Stealing things
Shea
from Ohio
Patterson,
State because you need it.
The read option, we got quarterback running for 100 yards now. There's a lot of things going on at Michigan that I think are
Look
really,
at that. He
really
didn't
good.
lie for once.
A lot of good young talent that's starting to play. It's coming together. I really believe. I think that the Michigan football program is in excellent shape right now, and I can't wait to watch this game Saturday.
Great,
That's
great. That was
That's my take.
Can you think of any defenses that could possibly contend with Michigan's?
I'm thinking possibly our Spartan defense might be able to just
Maybe.
tear you up.
What happened this last week in college football, Spartan college football?
Some
Remember?
amazing thing. I think I remember beating Penn State just by a little.
Oh, you definitely beat Penn State.
At Penn State,
Yep.
Yes.
I believe we held them to under 20 points and snapped the second longest streak of 20-plus point games in Big Ten history.
Well played.
We went into Happy Valley and absolutely, listen, there were 2 breakout runs and I wasn't because of some other shit going on. I could not have my eyeball on the game. So
Me too.
Okay,
I was following it, but
I
on
know
the
they
computer.
busted Sanders
Getting
busted
those ESPN updates again.
Yeah.
It's working.
It was 130. I know he had 130 yards on 2 runs, but other than that, held McSorley to 37 yards rushing, and Sanders to 162 on 17 carries, and again about 130 on 2. So whatever, you can't take those away. There was some. I heard that he had some really. There was good moves on one. One was a busted tackle, or a bad tackle. But at the end of the day, this defense can play some ball.
Yep.
And this is playing with an abhorrent offense. Sickening to me. But what I would have said last week, we're not talking excuses here. This offense is struggling. It's hard to even judge them because you can't. You're talking about being down your left tackle, starting, as far as returning from this this year, you're returning 4 starters on the offensive line, and all of them are injured.
Yeah.
And we've gotten one back, and another one goes down, and one back. I mean, it's just been an absolute mess. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to even judge. Missing literally left tackle, left guard, right tackle. You're starting running back, 3 of your top 5 wide receivers. It's hard to judge what this team would be capable of if they're full strength. That being said, you can't put them back on the field.
Yep, you have to work with what you have.
Right,
Yep.
and that's been a failure.
Yep.
I think people have rightly criticized Warner, and I don't think he's done. This has not been his best coaching job. There needs to be some other thing, but you're to be fair, you're very, very limited with what you can do when you can't drop back and pass the ball, and you can't create holes to run the ball. So he ran a lot from what I've read. Again, I caught the final 6 minutes of the game. I caught plays here and there, but I've read that they went to more zone blocking concepts, less power blocking, which, okay, I would love to ask why that didn't happen earlier.
Yeah.
But I was impressed as shit, and what I really liked is that people were questioning the locker room and the buy-in. That was dangerous because that's the difference between a complete collapse like 2016 and what could be, hey, you know what, you're not going to have the year you thought. You lost a ton of players on offense and a couple even starters at quarterback and defense, whatever. But you still did the best you could, and you kept it together. That's what I was scared of. That's what I was very happy to see at Penn State was those guys are not. It gave me hope for this week. Because otherwise, I was after Northwestern. I was like,
I was feeling discouraged. I think they went into the Penn State game wanting to win, and I think that's really what kind of drove them through that game. And if we could carry that on into next week and against Michigan, I think that would be really great. Keep the energy running.
I think so. Here's what I wanted to bring up was obviously we got 2 possible outcomes. Kissing sisters aside, Michigan's winning or Michigan State's winning.
Yep.
So what I wanted to think about was I'll ask you, Steve. What does it mean to you if Michigan loses this game?
Hugely disappointed. To me, it's a season wrecker to a degree. I mean, Michigan. If let's say they lost this game, they won the rest of their games, and then upset Ohio State, it would still feel like a pretty damn good year. But it would be hugely, hugely, hugely disappointing, and it would be frustrating because that would make us 1-3. In the Harbaugh era against Michigan State, with some really tough losses to swallow. So yeah, it would be hugely disappointing.
What if?
Because U of M needs those Big Ten wins. They do.
It's really. I mean, this is like we've said. I mean, listen, it's not Michigan's fault that Wisconsin is not as good as we thought. And
it's not Michigan State's fault that Penn State's not as good as we thought.
Well, right, but
it's the same thing.
Sure, but I think they
they just lost back-to-back home games and didn't look good. Their fan base is having a fit.
Played Ohio State.
James Franklin's 3-13 against Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio
Very
State.
fair criticism.
So I mean that program, how good is Penn State? You know what I mean?
Well, hold on now. Let's we can speculate on that all we want.
Wisconsin,
but in the end, you have not played them yet.
No, I can't wait. We get
so,
to play.
and here's the thing that happened this past weekend, which I wanted to touch base on. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
But
worked out very hard.
Yeah, you sure did.
We played so hard.
Spartan, actually, you can eat on this program.
Yes, please. By all means.
I know. I didn't realize it was going to come out
But
so fast.
what you guys are now doing, you have created a 2-headed monster. An upset monster, because that's all. I don't want to say that's all you're good for, because you are good people, I'm sure. But you guys have.
You have no shot at the college.
No, you have no shot. So all it is right now is purely getting in there, not just to win the rest of your games, but upset others. So my one thing with you guys heading into this weekend is, even though you guys know that your playoff hopes are squashed, it doesn't matter because you still have 2 rivalry games left. and you have the chance to completely destroy the Big Ten, just like in, what was that? Was that 27?
Wait.
15,
Oh, no,
2015.
13? When 13 we won all our Big Ten games by double digits. First time that's ever happened.
No. It was
15 we went to the
Big Ten.
to the Big Ten title.
I was
and
there.
We were
It was awesome. It was so awesome.
13
and 15 we went to the
15 is what I'm thinking of, because there was a roundabout at the end there with all the different rivalries winning and losing.
Oh,
There was a clear cut, like Ohio State had a clear cut shot, but then you guys came in, squashed that, and with your guys' wins and losses versus everybody else,
It kind of like screwed everyone over.
exactly,
I remember
and that's
that.
exactly what I'm seeing happening right now. Like I'm seeing a repeat, and I hate it, but at the same time, it's very exciting stuff. So,
We'll see.
so for Michigan, I'm a little scared
Okay.
for you guys, because that gives them that little more pep. Now on the same side, you guys do have that, like, hey, everybody talks shit about us, rightly so. But you guys have a chance to step in and actually like prove yourselves.
Here's where can I explain myself? For a
No,
second?
not really,
Okay.
but you
I
can
mean,
try.
Spartan Phil knows me pretty well. Now, let me say something. Here's where he fires a shot over the bow. I'm going to fire one back. That's the thing. So
Okay.
he's like, oh, that's not it's not Michigan's fault, Wisconsin. But the thing is,
Yeah, no, we
I
picked
feel
up on the
like-
pettiness.
I feel like the bar is always moving, right?
It's like-
I mean, the bar is always moving.
No, the
Harbaugh
bar's
didn't
not
do this. Harbaugh
The
didn't
bar
do
has
this.
been
The
set.
bar's been
Okay,
set.
well,
Win
you
a
know
big
what?
game on the
Michigan's
road.
doing a pretty good job right now.
No.
Nope.
Oh, they're not?
No.
6-1's not a good job?
No, because we set the bar at the beginning of the season. Win a big game on the road.
Oh, you said
Now,
you got to beat Wisconsin?
If
You gotta beat
Wisconsin was last year's Wisconsin, I would go, shit, dude, that was at home, but that was a
Oh yeah,
home
last year's
fan.
Wisconsin.
They-
Well, let me
there was a-
ask you
there was
something about
Just a
Wisconsin.
second,
Okay.
Let me just finish, so I can, because I get what you're saying, but I hear this from Michigan fans. The bar is moving. It's not a moving bar. Win a big game on the road.
Okay.
You know what game you could have won this year that you didn't?
Notre
and then
Dame.
would've- Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And no offense, you don't look miserable. You're beating the crap out of teams, and I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is,
We beat a good Northwestern team on the road, by the way, that you lost to at home.
absolutely.
We,
But again, they're a decent or a
Right.
capable team, is what we call them. They're not good. They lost to Akron.
Okay, so
it's just because
Well,
they
they
beat
are
us.
they are number one in the West.
by your
That's scary.
Yeah.
So it's
by your measure, they blew the only chance they've had so far. to
Absolutely,
impress.
correct.
Okay.
Now-
the other 6
now,
wins
if
didn't
Wis-
mean anything.
they don't tell me anything about Michigan. They don't really give me insight. It's
Okay.
not meaningless. It's just that, what do you want me to say? I've seen Michigan do this. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not worried about this weekend. It doesn't mean that I think they have no shot this weekend. Absolutely not. But and if you want me to talk about how good Michigan is, I got to see something on the road at Michigan State or at Ohio State or both even. Hey,
Or
man,
when you
not
play Penn State, because honestly, you can say even with a loss to Michigan State and Ohio State that they're not as good as we thought. They're still a great team.
They're a
Jason
very
McSorley
good
is
team.
still a
Well,
great
yeah.
quarterback.
They're a
Hang in
very
there.
good team, and Wisconsin's a very good team because Wisconsin went to Iowa City at night on the road and beat a good Iowa Hawkeyes team.
Wisconsin lost to BYU.
Yes, they
You
lost.
know who beat the dog shit out of BYU?
No.
Utah State,
Oh, Utah
45
State.
to 20.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
who beat?
I know, but you do
know who
those
we made
comparative
fun
scores.
of for only beating? I know you could do the transit.
Akron
calculate
beat
what-
Northwestern. Northwestern beat Michigan State. So Akron's better than Michigan State.
No,
you could do
no,
that
no,
whole
no,
thing
no,
all day long.
what we're doing is, all I'm saying is that Michigan State didn't lose to Akron. Utah did lose to BYU at home. I'm sorry. Wisconsin
Yeah,
did lose to
yeah.
BYU at home. So
Right.
that's all
I'm not arguing
this
it's the
actually
best
happened to
Wisconsin
this
team ever, but they're a good football team. A lot of people still
course,
think they're
they're
going to win
never
the Big
good.
Ten West.
There's no way you go. Wisconsin is one of those teams that is just.
They're always in it.
There's a.
They were- I read
pain
in the last-
They
They're
are,
always
but
in it.
that's because the West is garbage.
Sure, I agree, but I think that they've been a program since frickin' I was a freshman at MSU.
Well, they definitely
Just-
attract a lot of talent. I mean, you look at who comes out of there.
And they're a consistent team. You know what you're going to get,
Yeah.
and it's never going to be an easy game against Wisconsin.
Yes,
It might be. It might not be. They could be better or worse in their given years, but it's never an easy game. And that's why I will give you that's
minus
impressive.
2014 when Ohio State just literally blew them out in the Big Ten championship.
That was an
which was
abomination.
just.
That was-
I
I never
left.
saw
I
it.
stopped watching at the half. I was like, this is.
I-
I feel bad for Wisconsin fans.
I gave Michigan State huge credit for winning at Penn State because I didn't think they had a chance in the world, right?
No, we did.
And
we definitely talked about.
We
We
both,
I think a lot of people
last
thought
week,
we
we both
did.
said
Yeah.
I think the program's going
We had
backwards.
written
and the
you
whole
off
thing.
wrongly.
And had I been here, I wouldn't have gone the whole program's going backward thing, but I would have said I don't think we're winning this week.
Yeah.
But
So-
I always, I just know D'Antonio, and that so I always have a little kernel in my head that is like, this is just the kind of game that will win.
Does he
always-
talk like
always
the
wants you don't
Colonel on
think.
KFC in your head? Oh, you mean a corn kernel?
Which kernel? There's so many.
I gotta say, Costanza playing the Colonel is
Pretty amazing.
clearly the
Love
best.
it.
So anyway, it doesn't matter. We are where we are right now. You had questions, so I answered mine.
Fair enough. fair
Right.
enough.
So, but here's where the answer actually comes in. This weekend, and then the following games of Penn State and Ohio State.
Yeah,
Who else?
some
Who
big
else
ass
do you
games.
have? Because there's only
Rutgers and Indiana.
Rutgers. Okay. Well, Indiana might give you a run for their money. They're not
Indiana
bad.
always plays you guys.
They're decent.
Yeah.
But you guys always beat.
Are you guys at Indiana?
Michigan's like 49-1 against Indiana.
No,
in the
no,
last
are
2
you
years.
playing-
I was at the loss in Bloomington,
It's-
87.
it did not
we're
actually
playing
answer
them,
my-
We're playing
okay,
them at
that's-
home.
thank you.
But we've gone to overtime the last 2 times in Bloomington.
So we go this way, and it's like,
Yeah.
Overtime in Bloomington the last 2 times. It's crazy. Anyway,
Well, it could happen again.
I very well could. I'm not arguing.
We don't
that.
know. We don't know.
I have no idea what's going to happen. All I'm saying is right now, as a Michigan fan, the question was asked, what would the loss do? I answer that, but I also want to say that I feel really good about where this program is right now and where the team is.
So let me just ask you this, because I don't want to get too in the weeds with this. This is more into the psyche.
Of
If
Steve?
Steve, do we want to do that?
Yes. Thank you.
Do we want to
Thank
go
you.
there?
fair point.
Her first episode, she gets it.
No, I already promised that we're not going to have a manscaping section when asked. Because usually I.
No.
Okay.
not going back to
I
this.
usually cover
So
that.
just ask your
Winged
question before this
helmet,
goes
winged
further.
helmet.
What is going on?
It's
Okay. Oh, sorry.
so. Let's just I just want to peek into
This
it.
is what I do to these guys all
Damn
day
it,
long.
Steve.
is it?
They're stressed
Freak
out.
out. I don't even have a microphone on. Maybe
you-
no one
you
can even
lose.
hear me.
Let's just say you guys lose. Let's say you guys lose. It's not here. You guys
Yeah.
lose on Saturday.
Yes.
So does that make you go question anything about what we just said? That maybe the blowouts were because teams were really good and you beat the shit out of them and good for you, but once again you don't beat a team. You know.
To me, if they lose Saturday, does not devalue any of their wins. All it shows me is that Michigan's not there yet. They're not there yet. They still have not gone over that hurdle that we need them to go over. That's what it would show me.
I have a lot to say on that issue, but I'm gonna save it for another episode.
Fair enough.
Until after
we'll
this
see what
game.
happens,
Yeah,
right?
we're definitely gonna see what
Yeah,
happens.
answer the question. 'Cause
But
maybe
but
Michigan State,
but the one
and then you
it,
go
it's
validated by shit.
I'm telling you
Right.
now,
Down the road,
just to prepare you, it's going to be the question I've been asking all season long, and that's
So-
going to
so
be about
what we're getting
Harbaugh.
at here, just so you know.
Well, we know that.
Oh,
So
That's
I
been
think what
answered.
we're
That's not
getting
a
at
question,
is if Michigan State beats Michigan, I better start drinking again because
I don't want to see that side of you.
I'm going to be in East Lansing. I'm going to be in the game, at the game, so that'll be horrible. 'Cause your Spartan friends aren't that nice.
Him
when
drinking
you're at
is
that
better than
stadium.
the times he
And
says he's
then-
going to kill
Great
himself.
time.
That's pretty bad.
Then I leave, and then I remember when I'm all sad and feeling horrible,
That
and my
long
text is
drive.
blowing up from Pat Donnelly.
Oh, Pat.
Then I remember, and Tina, and then I remember,
And Ken.
I made a stupid bet with Phil. I have
There
to
you
wear a
go.
freaking Michigan
yeah.
State shirt to work
you know
on
about this
Monday,
bet?
which I've never done in my life. Then I think, Tuesday I have a podcast to do where I'm going to be drilled with merciful, stupid questions about
Poor
Michigan-
Steve. Poor
merciless.
Steve.
You know, and they correct my grammar.
Poor Steve.
I'm just
We
correcting
collect
so
your
hard.
grammar.
content to what you're saying. It's not-
I don't
so
collect
hard.
any grammar.
and I don't correct your
Sorry,
grammar.
Steve.
You said merciful. There will be
He didn't
no
say
mercy.
correct. He said collect.
And he said merciful.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it won't be
merciless.
merciful.
But that said, just I don't know why I just thought of this, but one of my favorite stories or one of the best things, like freshman year, 1993. I know. What year
That
were
was the
you
year
born?
before I was born.
You're so close.
Yeah.
You're so old.
Oh no.
No, so you're familiar with that game for not good reasons. 17-7.
Yeah, Tyrone Wheatley couldn't
Completely,
run
like,
anywhere.
17 yards, I think he had rushing.
Yeah.
It was a complete shock by my first year, and that's when I went from. I mean, that was like I was a Spartan when I set Wolverine my whole life. Spartan when I set foot on campus, but that was like I'm fucking all in now. That
You
was
get
like-
roped in
That
immediately.
was there's no
Uh-huh.
question. So
That's where you and I are different. That's the day I would have dropped out of school. I said, I can't go here. This is horrible. Okay, go ahead.
But so we're leaving the game. We had a bunch of friends over, and even Wolverine's friends from came in from Ann Arbor, and watched the game. And I'm like, did I just see what I think I just saw? And I'm so fucking happy. These guys, crowd, everyone's happy. and this van is driving by with the side opened up, and these guys, all these guys yelling, "Spartans beat the Wolverines!" Whoop, there it is. Spartans beat the. I mean, that's all they were doing. That's all they said for like through our site. So then we go out, party, get drunk, have a grand old time. It's like 2:30 in the morning. We're making our way back to the dorm. We see this same fucking van.
They're still going.
They're still.
I love it.
Now, hey, can I interject something?
Nothing's changed.
They might have
Nothing's
had
changed.
Ashley's my friend, and very close family friend. I want to explain something to her. This is before your day. This is before couch burning was invented.
I was gonna say,
This
where
is
were the
how-
couches?
This is how they used
Like,
to
that's
do
what
it,
I did.
okay?
Yeah.
This is evolved into what you've witnessed.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
now it's
Or
you.
default.
Okay.
You bring your
No, it
couches
was-
to
but
Cedar
I mean,
Village.
They
It's
may
real.
have stopped and had a couple drinks or went to a party, and then you just saw them and happened to see it. But I want to believe
No. I 100% believe they
Still
never
doing it?
stopped.
for 8 hours.
Yeah. No. 8 hours? No, sir. Even after you saw them last, they kept going.
Kept going.
I like to believe that they're still out there somewhere going today. And one day I'm going to run into them.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
probably
like, you
see
know my
him.
buddy Phil!
I'll probably see him in East Lansing Saturday, and if
Boom.
Michigan
I
loses
love
and they're
it.
singing
Thank
that
you,
shit,
Choose
I'm
Now, for
shooting
bringing
your
her out.
tires out.
Love
I'm
it.
shooting them out. I don't care if you're 85 years
Okay,
old.
this is
I'm
why
shooting them out.
no one will give
He
you
didn't
a
care if they're
gun.
85 years old. He said.
All right.
He didn't care if they're 85.
All right, we're
right.
gonna go ahead and move on from this.
That got violent.
Seniors, they weren't like seniors.
Yeah.
So,
Oh God. Do you have something?
well, I just wanted to, one thing that Ashley had mentioned, one reason why
Spartan Ash.
she had
Spartan Ash,
given
please.
me the idea. Working, do you have that on the agenda to bring up the whole U of M thing with the rivalry? Or is this the
You
time
didn't
to
actually
do it?
give me much to go on. I don't know what it was, but
I just
yeah.
want to make sure
No,
that we
go
include
ahead.
it. So I'm giving you the floor.
Okay.
So Ashley works. She graduated from Michigan State University.
Why
and
don't you just let her explain it?
So this is Ashley, and she's
Quit
going to explain
I'm here.
everything.
Steve.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez. Gosh. Anyways.
Sorry, I'm trying to drink your water.
So my situation's kind of unique where I graduated from MSU in 2016, but now I've been working at U of M for the past year and a half.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting time, but I've learned a lot since I've been working there about U of M fans and things that they think. And they give me a pretty hard time. But what I've been noticing lately is more and more U of M fans have been telling me, like, I'll be talking up the game and I'm like, oh, are you excited? Such a rivalry. And they tell me we don't even consider MSU a rivalry. Like, we just don't even care about that game. We just look ahead to Ohio State. So
Thank you.
I'm wondering, is this,
You better
I know
get
you're,
glasses then, because you're not doing well there either. Sorry.
so from what I'm thinking, just since I've been going to MSU since 2012, we've pretty much dominated against U of M.
Sure.
So for me, that's kind of a confusing thing that people think, there's no rivalry, because if you want to say you didn't have a rivalry against a team that you just continuously beat all the time and it was no challenge, sure. But if it's a team that you're continuously losing to, I don't know.
Well,
where
I
is this not?
can jump in on that
Okay.
because Ohio State feels very similarly. 14 out of the past 15 years, we have won the game. So this is denial at its greatest, coming from Michigan fans, and they're like,
I thought it was delusion.
"Ooh, of grandeur." Yeah, it's
Delusion,
okay.
delusion.
Sorry.
He loves us.
So what's? Oh wow, that's just uncalled for.
Yeah, see,
Came
that's
out of
an L.
nowhere.
Wow. An L and a
Oh, I'm
FU.
sorry.
I didn't realize your fingers were that short
That
too.
is your friend's You must have a small glove. It's your friend's daughter. You shouldn't flip her off.
My dad's gonna beat you up.
I did.
If it doesn't fit,
Mark,
you
Mark,
must
Mark,
quit.
Mark, hey, Mark, if you made it this
Sweep the leg.
far,
He just-
I was flipping off Spartan Phil,
Uh-huh.
not Ashley.
Oh,
Kind of in the crossfire there.
You know what to believe, Mark.
Kinda in the
Anyways, before I was rudely flipped off by the tiniest bird I've ever seen. Thanks, bud. it's if they don't acknowledge it as a rivalry, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah.
They're just like,
There's
oh, it
denial.
was a game we lost. Yeah, whatever.
But see, that's where I just be realistic. Listen, if we lose this weekend, I will vomit heavily, but I'm not going to deny that it happens. It's not going to, it just doesn't make sense to me to
I'm not gonna block it out of my mind completely and pretend it didn't
For
happen.
example, basketball season.
Uh-oh.
Basketball season. You think I want to? Oh, gracias.
De nada.
Dos X. So, sorry. So,
No, you're
basketball
not.
season.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. We had grand, massive expectations, and despite going 30-3 or
sorry,
whatever it
bud.
was, we underperformed.
Yeah.
Like it was a disappointment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was.
It was a
Big time.
disappointment. Michigan beat us. Michigan went to the finals.
That's
I hate to say it. Michigan was a better team. They earned it. They proved it. There's nothing more to be said. As much as I hate it, why would I say they're not a rival? You know what? Fuck off. If we're not a rival, then you're an idiot. Because you think Duke saying North Carolina's not a rival. I mean, it is. It's really, you said it's right. I mean, it's false. It's false confidence.
Yeah.
Bravado to go. You're not even here. Well, I'm here because I'm beating your ass in for 8 of the last 10 years because I held you to -47 rushing yards. You know,
That's awesome.
you don't like to hear it, but you can't deny that it happened. So why deny it? You know, as a Michigan
I like the way
I
he's
didn't-
sitting right now, just listening to all
I'm
this.
listening. It's not my turn
he's
yet.
ready.
He looks
Right.
he looks
Not my
like
turn.
that
Volcanoes.
meme of that fox, sitting on the chair. He's just
I know exactly what you're talking about.
hanging.
That's so sad.
It does. It was spot on.
It is
Good
spot
job.
on.
Good job.
Aw,
Thank you,
he's
thank
doing
you.
so good.
I almost invited my Jordan for this. To
That would've been
balance out
so
the
bad.
Spartan,
Jordan and I-
everything.
that
But
wouldn't
you
have
guys
been
just
good.
start throwing punches
We
and
would
stuff.
have.
Like,
We're too
but-
Are you
close
guys-
like that.
No, so
Oh,
my
okay.
We're too
son,
close. He's like my brother.
is best friends with her brother.
Okay.
And then I'm best friends with her dad.
Yeah.
So that's how, but I met her dad through Jordan's relationship with Brandon. You know,
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
And then
so,
I used to
Oh,
drive
really?
those two
yeah,
little
it's just kind of
kids
cool.
to
So like that
school.
mancation we
So
go,
this is not like
that
your
mancation.
friend from back in the day.
No.
No,
This
this
is
is like-
a recent friend. Well, we've been
Right.
friends for 10 years or
Yeah.
something, but
Right.
I mean, maybe not even that long. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. So, like, Ashley used to drive Jordan and Brandon to school. And, like, before I even knew Ashley, I'm looking
Oh,
at Jordan's
no.
report card, and he's
Yeah.
got like
I can just
27,
imagine two best friends and then you're
27
just
tardies.
there.
I'm like,
Yeah.
27 tardies. He's like, it's on my phone. Ashley drives me to school every day.
I was
So
always
anyway,
late.
there's
But
a
really, it was
whole-
Brandon's fault, but we're not going to get into
Okay.
that. It's a family
All right.
argument
so, yeah,
every
we,
Okay.
we have
history.
family history and
And my mom and I are
things
the
that-
Sparties. And
things that are more important
He's
than
the-
the
Yeah,
rivalries
we know
and stuff
that.
like
We've
that.
talked
So,
about that. There
but,
is.
But it's funny because her mom hates Michigan like way more.
Hates
Like
them, hates them.
she would right now probably be clawing my eyes out until there was.
I like
be,
your mom.
She'd be happy
And-
with like MSU losing the whole season, but if they beat
I
Michigan,
can't do
she'd
that.
be
I
happy.
used to do that. I used
She
to
would
do
be
that,
still
but
happy.
Mark D'Antoni was raised
Yeah.
expectations where
Yeah.
I'm it's not satisfactory.
It's no
She
longer
was like
about
that.
yeah.
But,
And
I mean, it would make it not the worst season, but
her dad is a Michigan fan, but also roots for Michigan State.
really bothers
and her
us.
mom and I,
Yeah.
It really bothers
her mom
us.
and I gang up on him on that.
I'm
And
glad
me.
you didn't bring your friend on here. No offense to your dad,
No,
but
yeah.
I can't stand fans
I
like
can't-
that,
we
and
can't
I
either.
probably
No,
would have
we
had
can't
to.
either.
Here's my
Yeah,
thing.
we
Rip
can't
into
If
him
you
a little.
like both,
do.
you don't love either one. Because
No,
if
no,
you
no,
love
that's
one-
I
ridiculous.
agree.
That is ridiculous. You cannot like both Michigan and Michigan State.
Agreed.
Now you set me off.
But you don't
can't
love
do-
one. If
He
you
does,
really
he says
care
he
about
does.
one,
This
you
is
can't
ridiculous.
You can't like the other one if you really love one. That's
Yeah.
my point.
Agreed.
Right? Okay.
I agree.
So here, let me just touch on
totally
that
agree.
because I have two schools of thought for that. So I shouldn't give away my secrets, and my Michigan friends might not like this, but
What the hell's he
my
talking
guess is the people at the
His
hospital
friends?
don't really feel that way.
Not just that,
That's
secrets.
their defense mechanism right now because Michigan's lost so many. Like when you're arguing with a rival, this is why I sometimes feel like a friggin' idiot that I decided to do this podcast right now when Michigan's 2-8 against him and 1-14 against him, and I'm trying to argue. It's like I have to twist and turn things, and I have to bring up the past before that because the reality is the last decade, if we just use a decade, hasn't been great. So we're frustrated, and I know a lot of Michigan fans hate Michigan State right now more than Michigan, than Ohio State in a way because they live closer amongst each other.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
most Michigan fans, a lot of Michigan fans don't even have Ohio State fans in their life every day. But now you go to work and you got to hear that shit. You go to
Yeah,
school and you
yeah.
got to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And it's
I
what
work at
Michigan
U of
State
M, it's
fans,
hard.
Michigan State fans endured for so long.
Yeah.
So now they're so excited to get back on the top side, and they're pissed off that Michigan fans aren't recognizing it and they just want the respect.
Dismissing.
I don't-
Dismissing
it's
completely.
that- but that's the thing is that then it gets into respect. I don't give a shit if you respect me. If I'm peeing on your doorstep and taking a deuce in your living room, and you're sitting there going,
At the same time?
"Oh my god,
No,
nice. One right after the other." First.
You know what?
I don't know. The way you
can
presented it, it
like
was
that.
logistically not possible.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't explain.
We needed
it
more
better.
The fact
explanation.
is,
Maybe there was a
There's no-
wormhole
I don't
leading
need
from
your
the porch
respect. If
to
you
the living
continue to
room
win,
that his ass was.
I mock your disrespect, or I mock your
But you
saying
don't care
that-
about it.
But I don't give a
So-
shit
but-
if we win, as long as we keep winning.
the fact is, for Michigan,
Fair enough? Is that
Michigan
enough.
State
Okay.
Fair enough.
is definitely a big rivalry. It's definitely a big
course.
rivalry.
Why
It's
would-
been for years, decades. Ohio State, huge rivalry. Now, you could argue Ohio State fans could be saying,
You're
we
not
beat,
right.
we beat Michigan every freaking year.
Actually,
Like,
a lot of Ohio State fans have already begun that. They started that like 5 years ago.
and
Silly.
here's the thing. And I don't blame them because Michigan hasn't earned that at all right now.
Yeah.
And in some ways, if you guys beat us 10 more years in a row, you might start to feel like that. You might start thinking, oh, Ohio State's our, well, maybe not. Okay. So here's the thing, though. All it takes, Michigan goes to Columbus this year and wins, they'll remember. It'll take
Absolutely.
that again.
Well, but here's
if we beat Michigan State Saturday, you guys will, the hatred will even go up
Can I
more.
explain? But this is what Michigan fans don't get. Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
Honest to God,
Yeah.
brother to brother.
All right, but make it quick because we're running out of time.
Okay,
we have
fair
we have
enough.
gone way far into the
This
weeds.
got so
This one's gonna be a
serious.
longer show.
I literally just looked at. I was like this. He's like 35. I was like, fucking Phil.
How long have you been on?
It's rivalry.
35
It's
already.
rivalry week.
I
True
would have
rivalry
guessed like
week.
15, but
Here's why we will never forget, and why they will never forget. You know why?
Why?
because we have good memories.
No Alzheimer's in the family.
I knew it was a trick question.
Well played. No. The reason is Michigan hates Michigan State or Ohio State because of football. We hate Michigan because
I hate your colors. I
condescending-
hate your coach.
of
I hate
condescension.
your fans.
It is a disrespect because of like you think you're superior, and I don't mean you. We have a great relationship and
Yeah.
whatever. I don't truly, but think about it like that.
I know
Think
there's
about
some
it.
people
If you
feel
were
that way.
bitch slap,
Yeah.
bitch slap,
Yeah.
bitch slap, bitch slap, and then all of a sudden you got bigger, and you could look at it as a little brother
Yeah.
syndrome. But here's the deal about little brother. It doesn't matter as long as if little brother's winning. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You can't say anything. I know that's not you, but what I'm just saying is that's what you have to get in your heads is to understand is that yeah, it is a bit of little brother syndrome. You gonna call them little brother? No.
Oh,
but
hell
it's
no.
But it's a little brother syndrome in terms of you knock me down, knock me down, knock me down. Now I'm on top. I'll never forget. It's deep in my soul to go, fuck you. You shat on me for years and you fucking spit in my face. Now we're on top? No, it's not over. It's never over.
That's why people throw urine balloons at me when I walk out of the game.
They do not.
They don't.
Oh, I was like,
They
oh
don't.
my God.
No, they don't.
It was
I've never done that.
I've heard of those stories. but-
Ashley's like,
Well,
maybe.
I just got a
Sometime.
great idea, and I have a lot of
The
friends
I'll have
coming
to make
down
them
to
ahead
the
of
Ohio
time,
State
but-
game this year, and I know you'll be there.
This is why the NFL can never match college football.
absolutely.
It's
Well,
it's
you know, you
generations of,
It's true.
but it's what makes it great.
I will never.
And I said even last week,
Oh,
for
man.
some reason, I have more friends that are Spartans than Michigan, I think. Like, I have so many Spartan friends, and I care about all of them, but when it comes to football, I hate your football team. I can't help it.
And I expect
and you
that. I
should.
want that.
You
Yeah,
better.
I want
I
that.
hate them.
Absolutely.
Like, with severe, like, hatred.
But that's
you
what
know
makes
what's
you.
cool?
But that's the difference between. That's why you're not a Walmart Wolverine.
But
Exactly.
You know why? Because you're not some dipshit